Part 2, I'll erase the screen now. Next one, the answer. What type of reaction does the above reaction belongs? Okay, yes, Dion, what is the answer?
Double displacement reaction.
Very good. Double displacement reaction. So the part 2, the answer will be double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. So those who have not done, please write the answer. Those who have done, please mark the answers with a red pen and put marks. Double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. Part 2. 1 mark. Number 3. Number 3. What is the reactant of which a part left unreacted? Okay. When you mix chemical reactants, so raw materials to make a product, if you don't mix them in the right proportion, excess, whatever the raw material or the reactant that you use in excess, that will be left, that become excess, and the other the other one become limiting reagent. One become the limiting one and the other one become excess one. Is that clear? So latecomers, part 1 the answer, formation of precipitate. Part 2, double displacement reaction. Part 3, yeah, any volunteers for this part 3 the answer? Any volunteers? Part 3 the answer. Yes, any volunteers? What is the reactant? Okay, Dasula, yes, Dasula. Guys? Yes, guys?
CO3.
Okay, any other volunteers? What will be left unreacted here? Okay, let's see. Look at the reaction again. Look at the reaction again. You can see here, calcium chloride. I'll write the reaction, then you will understand. Calcium chloride and sodium carbonate, they react 1:1. So 1 mole of calcium chloride react with 1 mole of sodium carbonate, producing calcium carbonate and NaCl. Now what happened? You mix same concentration, 1 mole per cubic decimeter, 1 mole per cubic decimeter, 1 mole per cubic, same concentration. That is not a problem. If the concentration same, volume also should be same. Otherwise, they will not react in the correct ratio, because 1:1 the stoichiometry. 1 mole of calcium carbonate, because in front of calcium chloride, there's no number, right? In front of sodium carbonate, that means they react 1 mole, 1:1. 1 mole of calcium chloride react with 1 mole of sodium carbonate. Now volume here you get, here, calcium chloride, they have a look at the beginning, the data. Calcium chloride, 5 cubic centimeters. 5 cubic centimeters. But this one, the volume, 10 cubic centimeters. That means which one is in excess? Yes, which one is in excess? Which one is in excess? Actually, here's Ayad. I'll ask the answer from Ayad. What is in excess now?
Na2CO3.
Very good. Na2CO3, you have added excess. Na2CO3 added excess. So that will be left unreacted. How many will be unreacted? 5 ml remain unreacted. Milliliters and cubic centimeters same, right? I'll write here 5 ml. 5 ml remains excess here. Who will remain excess? Sodium carbonate remain excess. Right? Sodium carbonate 5 ml remain excess. That means who will become limited then? Calcium chloride is not sufficient to react with all the sodium carbonate, because you mix 5 and 10, but actual ratio they react. This is the benefit of balancing chemical equations. This is the benefit of balancing chemical equation. For you, the balancing to get marks. Industrially, balancing is what? You can decide what is the correct proportion of mixing them. What is the correct proportion of mixing raw materials or the reactants. Otherwise, what happens? If you don't mix them in the correct proportion, unreacted raw materials left with the product. Example, if you're going to make a cake, you have to mix them in the right proportion. If you add too much egg, then also the taste will change. If you add too much, maybe some other wheat flour, or maybe you add various ingredients now for making a cake. So if you add something excess, if you don't mix them in the right proportion, or cement industry, cement, gypsum, or calcium carbonate added bit in excess, then the quality of the cement will change. Marmite, jam, any product in the market, raw material, the quantity, quality, and the correct proportion, very important. Who decide this? Quality control done by the chemist. If it is a chemical industry, food manufacturing industry, biscuit industry, or any other chemical product, paint, biscuit, or whatever the perfumes or detergents or all these chemicals, right? Now, this is very important. A lot of applications on this. So what is the reactant which take us, underline the word left unreacted, underline. What is the most important keyword here? Left unreacted. Who will be left unreacted, right? Sodium carbonate. Look at the equation. Sodium carbonate here. How many? 5 ml left on. If you only write within bracket, 5 ml of sodium carbonate remain unreacted. That is the answer for the part 3. You don't need to give explanation. In the exam, you can just write answer is part 3. The answer will be just sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. That is the one. But in the question underline, left unreacted. But you should know how come this answer. Right? How come this answer? Right. Let me move to the next part. Part 4. These questions are really good. Okay. Then part 4. Opposite of each of the following, place a tick if it is true and cross if it is false. Okay. Up. Right. Question number 3, part B, 2015. Those who came late, those who joined late, please write 2015 support seminar paper. 2015 support seminar paper. Question number 3 is structured as a part B. Part B. Let's see. Please join on time because some students are joining really late. So during, I'm a bit, let's see now. Opposite each of the following statement, place a tick if the reaction, okay. During the above reaction, amount of calcium carbonate formed was 0.01. Now they ask how many moles of calcium carbonate formed. Remember, you learn, okay, actually this is linked with your grade 10 chemical calculation. What is the reaction given? The reaction is there in your tube, right? Calcium, what are the two things? Calcium chloride, CaCl2 react with sodium carbonate, forming calcium carbonate plus sodium chloride. So I didn't write here physical state, right? But in the exam, you have to write the physical state. 2NaCl. Why 2NaCl? Because left side 2 chlorine, so 2 sodium. Now, what is the volume used? Concentration. Okay, I'll write here N equals CV. N equals CV. Here also N equals CV. What is this equation? What are the equations in your chemistry syllabus to calculate the number of moles? One equation is number of moles equal mass divided by molar mass. In your short notebook, if you can't remember this, please write down. Second equation to calculate the number of moles equal CV, that is from grade 11 chemistry. Moles equal concentration into volume. Third equation to calculate the number of moles equal number of atoms, so number of particles divided by Avogadro constant, right? Number of atoms or number of molecules divided by Avogadro constant. What is the symbol of Avogadro constant? C 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Right. Now next part. Okay, now you have to calculate the number of moles in each. Right. Let's see the number of moles of calcium chloride. Please quickly write concentration. They have given 1 mole per cubic decimeter. Concentration, they have given 1 mole per cubic decimeter. Concentration given 1 mole per cubic decimeter, and volume given, I'll use 1 second, I will use Zoom whiteboard, then it's easy to explain this. I think I have more space. Okay, look at here, concentration given, volume given, both concentration same. So let's see how to find. Okay, I'll stop share and I'll move to the Zoom whiteboard, then it's easy. Okay. Concentration N equal CV. What is the concentration given? 1 mole per cubic decimeter. Calcium chloride and sodium carbonate, only the volume different. So if you take here 1 mole per cubic decimeter and volume is how many? 5. But 5 you have to divide by 1000 to convert into what? Cubic decimeter, divide by 1000. Why 1000? To convert into DM3. That is for calcium chloride. Then you have to find the number of moles of sodium carbonate. What is sodium carbonate concentration? Sodium carbonate concentration will be 1. Volume will be 10. That also you divide by 1000 to convert into cubic decimeter. Then you can decide number of moles of each component. So what is this? Calcium Ca, calcium chloride combined with sodium carbonate. Calcium chloride plus sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. So what are the products given? Calcium carbonate and calcium carbonate plus you get calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. Now the question is calcium carbonate plus sodium chloride. NaCl. 2 NaCl. For balancing sodium and chlorine, you have to put 2 NaCl. Now the question is what? What is the question now? How many moles of? You have to put a right tick or cross. But to decide this right tick or cross, you should know this calculation. Quickly copy down those who have not done. So the question they have asked, during the above reaction, amount of calcium carbonate forms 0.01. Is that correct? Now, how to decide? First statement, please raise the hand. Those who are saying the first statement is true. First statement true. Those who are saying first statement true. Those who are saying first statement true, please raise the hand. Calcium carbonate 0.01 mole form. Those who are saying it's wrong, first statement is incorrect. First statement incorrect. That's a lot. Okay, that means you are telling first statement is incorrect. Okay, okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Now, first statement is incorrect. When you simplify this, you get what? 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. That means 0.005. 5 into 10 to the minus 3 means what? 0.005. 0.005. So calcium carbonate also will be formed. This will now here also what is amount used up? Only from 10, 5 only used up. From this also the same amount will be utilized. 5 into 10 to the minus 3. So 5 into 10 minus 3 will be left. So that means what? 0.005. 0.005. Then what is the amount formed here? Again 0.005. So the sodium chloride amount will be what? 0.005 into 2. 2 times of that. Please write this ratio. 1:1:1:2. 1:1:1:2. Right. Please write everyone. Sodium chloride will be formed 0.005 into 2 times. 0.005 into 2 times will be formed sodium chloride. Why 2 times? In front of NaCl, the formula you can see 2 into NaCl, 2 moles are forming. So this is the correct ratio they react. This is the correct ratio they react. Is that clear? The correct ratio they react. Okay. Now that is why the first statement is incorrect. So let's move back to the, okay, I'll stop share now. Please quickly copy down those who have not done this. Those who have not done this, quickly copy down this.
Okay, done. Okay, next statement, second statement. Second statement also wrong. B also wrong. B also wrong. C is correct. C is correct. Okay, please raise the hand those who got all 3 statement correct. I mean correct answers. Part 4, A wrong, B wrong, C correct. Very good. Okay, very good. There are nearly like how many students? Those who got correct part for everything. A wrong, B wrong, C correct.
Right, very good. Right, very good. Then let's see the next one. Question number 3, part B. Part A is easy, part B little difficult. So as a salt, only sodium chloride is present in the filtrate obtained by the filtration of mixture form above. Why this is wrong? I'll give the explanation for the second statement. Why this is wrong? The salt, only sodium chloride is present. Is that sodium chloride? No, you get as a salt, only sodium chloride is present in the filtrate. Yeah, from the mixture form above. Filtrate contain both calcium ions and carbonate and unreacted. Okay, please write everyone the reason for this. Filtrate contain unreacted, or the you can look at the answer for the part 2. What type of reaction? Okay, part 3. What is left behind? Unreacted calcium, unreacted sodium carbonate is left. Unreacted sodium carbonate is left. Since unreacted sodium carbonate is left, that also will come to the filter rate. Right? Please write the reason for the answer for the part 4B, due to the unreacted sodium carbonate left. Due to the unreacted sodium carbonate left. I'll write again. If you now you have what? Okay, you can make a small this diagram. I know some of you find it difficult to understand how to do it. Calcium chloride combined with sodium carbonate. This one is completely used up. This one excess added because 5 ml excess. This one 5 ml completely goes. So here 10 ml is added. 10 is added. So therefore 5 remain. 5 ml remains. So that remaining one also mix up with what? The product. What are the products? Calcium carbonate solid. This is a precipitate. I put PPT plus sodium chloride. Now this contain what? Now the solution contain what? What are the things in the final solution? Sodium chloride is left. Sodium carbonate also there. From where sodium carbonate come? Unreacted. Please write here unreacted sodium carbonate. Unreacted sodium carbonate. Plus calcium carbonate is deposited at the bottom because it's a precipitate. Calcium carbonate is deposited at the bottom. Okay. Now when you filter this, what happens? What will come to the filter rate? If you filter this, what will come to the filter rate? If you filter this, this one contain only calcium carbonate solid, it is left, and this beaker, the solution contain 2 things. Not only sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is one product, but unreacted. Please write it unreacted sodium carbonate also left. That is why B is wrong. Is that clear, everyone? That is why B is wrong. That is why B is wrong. Due to the presence of unreacted sodium carbonate. Therefore, in a chemical industry, paint industry or perfume industry or any other, maybe okay, imagine you are drinking paracetamol or Panadol or aspirin or Disprin. What happened? When making the paracetamol tablet, if they put too much raw material, something in excess, unreacted raw material added to make the Panadol or the paracetamol will be left with the product. Then when you drink this medicine, you will get side effects. Why? Some unreacted chemicals added to make the paracetamol left with the product. That's why some medicines imported from UK more expensive than from India. Some medicines imported from same medicine, same brand, same generic name, Pakistan or Indian one, imported from those countries, sometimes cheaper than from USA or UK. So what matters? The quality of the product, right? So that is very, very important. Then next one. Any questions? Okay. Then part C. So I explain in detail part A and B because this type of questions so far they haven't asked in O-level past papers, this type of question. That's why I explain bit in detail. Part C, how to explain. If the residue obtained by filtering the above reaction mixture is reacted with hydrochloric acid, calcium chloride is formed again. Now what is left here? Sodium chloride is there. So whatever the final solution contain what? Final solution form. Final solution, the product solution contain what? Unreacted sodium carbonate. Unreacted sodium carbonate. Calcium carbonate also there. And what is the sodium chloride is there. What are the things? Why is sodium carbonate? Because it's unreacted. Excess, unreacted. You have added too much sodium carbonate for the reaction. Calcium, these two are anyway product. These two are forming as the product. What are the two products? Look at the reaction. Its reaction is given. They are not asking even balancing the reaction. Balance chemical equation given. But it's a nice question, very good question. So this is what you get finally, the final solution form containing unreacted one plus the main products, two products. Now what is this? Residue obtained after filtration. What is the residue contained after filtration? This is the residue. This is the residue. So when you filter this, what is left? If you filter all these three, if you filter, residue will be, you had done the filtration, grade 10 mixtures. Filtration, this is the filter rate. If you want, you can make this solution form when you pass this through the filter paper. This is what is present here, sodium chloride, because it passes. You can dissolve some salt in water and filter using the filter paper or maybe a cloth one or even a normal filter paper. Sodium ions and chloride ions pass through the filter paper. By passing by filtering the curry. Imagine if you add too much salt to a curry, and can you filter that and remove the too much excess salt in the curry? Can't. Sodium ion and chloride ion passes through even through the filter paper. They are too small than even water molecule. Sodium ion and chloride ion. They can you can't filter. Even a normal filter, water filters. Can you put seawater into a normal water filter and drink pure water? Can't. Whatever the brand in the market, pure, what is this? There are some popular brands now. Pureit or something. Okay, the Unilever one. Okay, so that Unilever one, if you put seawater, can you drink? Can't. You get the salty taste. Some during the drought, seawater enter to the Kalani River. Seawater entered to the Kalani River. Then, when seawater entered to the Kalani River, what happened? Tap water in the Colombo city becomes salty. Why? Water board also cannot filter the sodium ion and chloride ion. There's no method. Very difficult to filter this sodium ion and chloride ion. You have to do the distillation. Can you remember the grade 11 chapter 3 mixtures? Simple distillation, fractional distillation, right? And steam distillation. So simple distillation, you have to boil. Then only you can evaporate water from seawater and you can condense and get pure water. But otherwise, by filtering, you can't remove Na plus and Cl minus from seawater or any other salt solution. Therefore, NaCl come and sodium carbonate also will come to the solution. Sodium carbonate also will come to the solution. Then what is left as the residue? This is called the filter rate. What is this? Filter rate. Filter rate contain these two. Number one, sodium carbonate. Number two, sodium. Okay, number one, sodium chloride. Number two, sodium chloride. This is called the residue. Actually, I can just put a cross sign and right click and move to the next one. But I want you to learn this. They will change this reaction. They can change the reaction. I can ask this question again in the oral papers. So this one, they haven't asked this. This is support seminar papers. Support seminar papers, not from the provincial department. This is support seminar papers from the Department of Examination and Ministry of Education. Right? From 2010 onwards, they have released support seminar papers. But these papers are not available in the bookshops. Some teachers in school, they have these papers with them. They are doing this. Not only science. These papers are available for all the other main subjects from 2010 until 2017. These are standard papers, one paper for the whole country. In all three medium, English medium, Single medium, Tamil medium. Right? Oral past papers you can buy from the bookshops. Even provincial papers also you can get. But these papers are not available. And that's why I thought of finishing these papers first. right? The support sign of papers, right? So I have not prepared them. This is from the Ministry of Education, right? Then what is this residue? Residue contain what? What is present in the residue? Residue is which is not filtered out. Yes, as what is the residue left in the filter paper? Good. You raise the hand. What is the residue left?
Sodium carbonate.
Sodium carbonate goes to the solution.
Ah.
What is not soluble out of these three products left in the final solution? Yes, any volunteers? What is the residue left in the filter paper? Which one is not passing through the filter paper out of the three products form at the end in the final solution? Mishal?
NaCl.
NaCl also going to the filter rate. It is in the solution. It can pass through the filter paper. Residue means what is left in the filter paper at the top, which is not passing through the filter. Okay, forget about this. Forget about this. You put sand into water and filter. What is the residue left in the filter paper? If you put some sand into water and filter it, what is the residue? Okay, I'm not asking this question now. You put some sand into water and filter it. What is the residue left on the filter paper? Devish?
Sand.
Sand. Okay, sand is not soluble in water. It is left in the filter paper. Please look at your grade 11 textbook. Grade 11 textbook. I'll tell the page number. Grade 11 textbook, page number, sorry, chapter 3. Chapter 3. I'll tell even if you want the page even. Actually, when you're studying, you have to recall the previous lessons of from which area they have got. If you want page number 55, page number 55, I'll show you the, okay, wait, I'll show you this one, the textbook note, then you will understand. Otherwise, some of you don't know what is the residue, what is the, that is also a problem, right? That is also a problem. This is textbook grade 11. Grade 11 science textbook. 2000 English medium textbook, chapter 3, mixtures. Chapter 3, mixtures. I'll show you the page, then you will understand what it is. Look at this page number 55. If you have the textbook with you now, you can check. Page number 55 in your textbook. Page number 55 in your textbook. This one, page number 55. 55. Can you see here activity? Look at the screen, everyone. Activity. Activities are dangerous. Activities are dangerous. Why? Why activities are dangerous? They can ask this in the exam. They can ask this in the exam. Can you see here the residue? What is the residue here? The thing that is left on the filter paper. Filter paper, what is left? You are putting what? Mixture of water, salt, and soil. What is the residue here? Soil, dry soil left in the as the residue. What is going to the filter rate? What is going to the filter rate? Salt and water. Salt dissolved in water. Is that clear? Sand particles or clay particles left as the residue. So this is what they have tested there. Without giving this figure, without giving this practical, they have indirectly asked the same question using a different reaction. Here is a physical, they are not chemically combined here. So this is a mixture. They are not chemically bonded. Soil plus salt plus water. But earlier, previous one, you get the products after a reaction. After a reaction. What is the reaction? Calcium chloride and sodium carbonate double displacement reaction. From that reaction, you get calcium carbonate, sodium chloride, and unreacted sodium carbonate. Now let's move back to the previous one again. I'll show you now. Now can you see here what is the residue? Who can tell me the residue at least now? Out of these three, what is soluble in water? Look at here. Out of these three, what is soluble in water? Sodium chloride soluble in aqueous. Sodium carbonate. Okay. Sodium carbonate also soluble, aqueous. Calcium carbonate only insoluble. Are these ionic covalent? Are these final solution? Unreacted product and two main products. Two main products and unreacted raw material, not the product. Unreacted raw material and two main products. Calcium carbonate and sodium chloride product. Now, all three are ionic compound. What is the soluble ionic compounds here? Sodium carbonate and sodium chloride soluble in water, right? This is soluble, this is soluble, this is insoluble. That is why it is a precipitate. Calcium carbonate, corals in the sea, calcium carbonate, limestone, eggshell, shell of the snail, right? Marble contain calcium carbonate. It is ionic compound, but it is not soluble in water. Slightly can dissolve. In A-level chemistry, they teach solubility product and all, but corals are not dissolving seawater. That is the residue here. It is left in the filter paper. Is that clear? Right. Now, one more thing you can learn here. Some ionic compounds are completely soluble in water. Some ionic compounds are insoluble in water. Please write that in a short notebook. Right? All the ionic compounds are not soluble in water. Right, everyone, in your short notebook. Some ionic compounds are, you can write it this way, not some. Most of the ionic compounds are soluble in water. Right? Most of the ionic compounds are soluble in water. Example, right? Sodium chloride, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride. Right? Group 1 and group 2, all the compound of group 1 and group. Again, I am repeating this. Group 1, all the compounds are soluble. All the compounds are soluble in water. Homogeneous mixture. Sodium chloride, potassium chloride, lithium chloride, sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, like any compound of group 1 metals, soluble in water. But group 2 metals, calcium group 2, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, group 2 metal carbonates are insoluble. Group 2 metal carbonates are insoluble. That is the residue here. That also I wanted to learn. What to write in the short notebook now? Most of the ionic compounds are soluble in water. But some ionic compounds are insoluble in water, right? Example, calcium carbonate, corals in the sea, right? So this is actually what is the main objective of doing the paper class? To improve your science knowledge. Otherwise, I can post the marking scheme also with the paper. Without proper understanding of the theory, no point of answering questions. Okay, so what did I tell now? Sodium, any compound of sodium, sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium nitrate, NaNO3, right? Sodium nitrate, then sodium sulfate, sodium bicarbonate, all these ionic, sodium bicarbonate, then sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, right? All these ionic, any compound of sodium is completely soluble in water. Not only sodium, any compound of lithium, any compound of potassium permanganate, KMnO4, soluble in water. KMnO4 soluble. Any compound of sodium, potassium, lithium, soluble in water. So that is a short method. Remember this. They are ionic but soluble. But group 2 different. Group 2, some of the carbonates are insoluble like this. Magnesium carbonate is a precipitate. Calcium carbonate is a precipitate. They are insoluble, but they are ionic compounds. Right? So it's a very good question we discuss here. Right? Now you learn the filtration, what is residue, a lot of things here. Right? Unreacted, excess and limiting reagent. Okay, now let's see the next part. Let's move back to the paper again. Right. So with this understanding, please raise the hand those who got part 4 ABC correct. They have given if the residue obtained by filtration of the above reaction mixture is reacted with hydrochloric acid, calcium chloride is formed. That is correct. That is correct. You can see here. Okay, some of you have done it well. Very good. Okay, part C, if I again write residue obtained. What is the residue obtained? Residue. Okay, I'll write here. What is the residue which is left in the filter paper? Residue will be calcium carbonate. You react this with, look at the C, the statement C. You react this with hydrochloric acid, HCl. Then when you react this with HCl, what is formed? Calcium chloride. Please try the reaction, everyone. Residue will be calcium carbonate. Please, you should know the balance equation for this. It reacts with HCl and form calcium chloride, carbon dioxide plus H2O. So here calcium carbonate solid, HCl aqueous, calcium chloride aqueous, carbon dioxide gas, water is a liquid. So you get that product again, no? This is the this is the residue. So residue you react with calcium hydrochloric acid and calcium chloride is formed. This is calcium chloride. So that's correct, no? The last one is correct. C is correct. C is correct. Right. Okay. Then let's move on to the next question. I'll erase the screen now. Chemistry. Remember O-level paper. Now remember, okay, I have the results analysis now. Western province. Last year O-level science. Out of the all the zonal educational zones in the Western province, the science results, Sri Jayawardhanapura educational zone first, highest pass rate. Colombo zone second, I think. Right. So Western province, out of all the educational zone, Sri Jayawardhana zone science first. But last few years, now they have not analyzed it up to that, the examiner's report or the candidate's performance, so they have not released it from the Department of Examination. Now, main subjects last few years, Walasmulla educational zone in southern province, Hambantota district, Walasmulla educational zone, that is in the southern province, they became maths first, highest pass rate, English first, science first. Out of the 6 main subjects, nearly 4 subjects, they have the highest pass rate. Walasmulla educational zone in Hambantota district, southern province. Right, not Colombo, not Colombo. Even English literature, I think they have the highest rate. So now you can see that it's like a a rural area. So they don't have top tuition masters, top teachers. So they work hard. Right? So therefore, no excuse for you. Right? No excuse. This time I am not sure because with the online there will be a drop in the rural areas because of this signal problem and all network problem. Otherwise, this time also let's see what has happened. Right? Okay. Anyway. Part 5. Oh, sorry, question number 4. Question number 4. Let's move to the question number 4. Question number 4. You have the paper, right? You have the paper with you. I have shared this with your WhatsApp, or if you want to increase the screen size. Question number 4. Right. Now let's see. Part 4A. This is from, what is this? This is from grade 10 physics. Grade 10 physics. Grade 10 physics. Right. Grade 10 physics. Pressure. Chapter 15. Grade 10 physics, chapter 15. What is this instrument called? What is this instrument called? Who can tell me the name of this instrument used to measure the liquid pressure? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? What is the name of this instrument? Ayad?
The siphon tube. Siphon tube.
No. Any other volunteers? What is the name of this instrument? Used to check the liquid pressure. How the liquid pressure changes with the height of the liquid and the density of the liquid, you can use this instrument. Yes, Manit?
Manometer.
Very good. Manometer. What is the answer here? Manometer. Manometer. Right. Now, manometer is used to measure liquid pressure. Now, let's see the part A. At the moment I showed the diagram with the pressure inside the Thistle funnel less than or equal or greater than the atmospheric pressure. Let's see. They are asking in this diagram the pressure inside the funnel. Now you have a funnel. You have a funnel here. This funnel is deep under water like this. Deep under water. Now what happened? There's a U-tube here connected, and the water level in this U-tube goes up. When you immerse this inside water, the level has gone up. Here the level has gone up. This side open and the level goes up. This side the level goes down. Okay, so this is fully sealed. Now the problem is the pressure. I put P here. P for pressure inside the funnel. So they have given here height X. Height X. So actually the total pressure acting on this funnel will be what? Equal to the atmospheric pressure plus, I'll put here atmospheric pressure. They have given a symbol in the, I think they have given a symbol, right? Atmospheric pressure. Have they given a symbol here? Psi, right? Atmospheric, they have given later. So atmospheric, I put ATM, atmospheric pressure plus pressure caused by the liquid. Okay. What is the total pressure inside this at the external of the rubber membrane? Total pressure will be equal to the atmospheric pressure. I put PT, P total. P total equal atmospheric pressure. I put ATM, atmospheric pressure plus pressure caused by the liquid H rho G. H rho G. H rho G. So if you can put a symbol for the atmospheric pressure. Again, I am telling, if you are swimming in a pool, or in a river, what is the total pressure exerted on your body? If you are underwater, atmospheric pressure plus pressure exerted by the liquid, sum of these. So I'll put here X and here Y, X plus Y. X plus Y means what? X will be the atmospheric pressure, Y will be the pressure caused by the liquid on your body. So sum of these two will be the total pressure exerted on your body. Sum of these two will be the total pressure exerted on your body. Is that clear? Same scenario here, same concept. What is the total pressure exerted on the rubber membrane of the thistle funnel? There's a thistle funnel and it is covered by a rubber membrane. Right? Water will enter into the funnel. Right? Water is, this funnel is not fully filled with water. Only the U-tube has water. The other end empty air, packed with air. So who can, okay, part 1A, the pressure inside the funnel is what? Greater than the atmospheric pressure. Part 1, the answer is greater. Please raise the hand those who have done greater. Part 1, the answer greater. It is greater than the atmospheric pressure. Right, very good, very good. At least about 10-15 students are there. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Very good. Then next one, part B. State one observation that justifies the above conclusion. One, justify. So observation, that means observation that justifies. So answer is the observation. The question word is observation. You have to write the observation which confirm the previous one, which confirm the part A answer. Observation which confirm or which justifies the previous answer. Any volunteers? Ayad?
Increase in the water level at section Q.
Very good, excellent. What is the, please, my advice, please pay more attention to the question word in the O-level paper. Some students, they know the answer, but they write something else. If you write something not relevant to the question they ask, maybe what you are writing is correct, but it is not relevant to the question they ask. No marks, no marks. So please write for what they ask. Don't write all what you know. You will not get marks. Some students, they're really worried. They tell, sir, I knew this answer. Then I asked, why did you write? Sir, I didn't understand this question. I thought they're asking this. This happened most of the students in the exam. This is one reason for losing marks. They tell, sir, I thought they're asking this. Then why did, that's what the, then I asked, don't you know this answer? Sir, I knew this, but I didn't write. I thought they're asking this. So that means what? Lack of experience of answering papers. Lack of experience of answering papers. If you are going to write national exam, if you are going to face national exam, what is the best practice? Write maximum number of papers, write the answers with the marking scheme, with the teacher's guide. If first time, if you are going to do it in the exam, then you will do a lot of mistakes. Therefore, reading the question, understanding the question word, and understanding the, paying attention to the active word of the question, minimize the mistakes that you are doing when you're writing your answers. What matters, not the quantity of the answer, the quality matters, right? Especially in the science paper. Even if you write half-page paragraph, if that technical word or the key word is not there in your answer, no marks, no marks. So remember, if you want to look at the oral marking scheme, no sentences, just set of words. If that word is not there, even the examiner or the marking examiner, if they read the entire paragraph, if they can't find that word, there's no way of giving the marks. Please try to understand that. Otherwise, you will be disappointed. You study a lot, you write the whole paper, you tell, sir, time also not enough. I wrote everything, but no marks at the end. Okay, so that is why you need that practice. That's why I'm making this much of effort. What is this? State the observation. Observation is what? Increasing of the water level in the arm Q. Arm Q. Right. Liquid level in the arm Q of the U-tube increase. Above the level of P. Above the level of P. Right. Then next one. Part 2. If the atmospheric pressure is 5. Okay, did you write the answer part B? What? Increasing of the water level in the arm Q, or the water level in the arm Q is above the level P in the other side, right? What is the expression here? What is the total pressure exerted here? What is the total pressure exerted here? P equals 5 plus H rho G. What is H rho G? H rho G will be the liquid pressure. This is what? Atmospheric pressure. If you want to write, they are given the symbol atmospheric pressure, they are given 5. And liquid pressure is H rho G. Liquid pressure is H rho G. That is the answer. You can't use the other symbols. You have to use the symbols given there. Symbols given there. Rho is given, G is given, phi is given. Right. Next one. Part 3. I'll erase the screen. Part 3. Part 3, they ask, will the height of the liquid level in U-tube decrease or increase than H if the water level in the beaker is replaced by kerosene and funnel dip to the depth X? That means to the same depth, you dip this in kerosene. Now in water, now you have to compare water or kerosene has high density. Kerosene is floating above water if there are 2 layers. Water above kerosene, no kerosene above water. If you put A and B, what is A, what is B? A will be kerosene. Definitely kerosene floats on water. That's why petrol shed, fuel filling stations, we will never put water buckets. If you can check any petrol shed, have they ever stored water? Have they ever stored water? In case of a fire, no. They put sand buckets or foam fire extinguisher. If you throw water for the fuel fires, fuel floats on water and the fire spread more. Kerosene, petrol, diesel, they all non-polar. Kerosene, petrol, diesel, no, all the petroleum fuels non-polar, they floats on water. Their density is lower than water. Density of water is greater than all the fuels that we use in our day-to-day life. So what happened now? Kerosene has low density. If the density is low density. If the density is low, the pressure caused by the liquid also low. Why? How do you know? When the density is low, the pressure is low. How do you know? P equals H rho G. P equals H rho G. When the density decrease, look at here, look at the equation. Rho is density. When the density decrease, pressure decrease. So if you take Dead Sea, the density is greater than Indian Ocean, the water. So therefore, in the Dead Sea, the pressure is higher than if you take mercury, mercury has higher density than water. So mercury is a liquid, but that has higher density. Mercury, little like small height can cause huge pressure. H rho G. So what are the 3 factors affecting the liquid pressure? Depth of the liquid or the vertical height of the liquid plus and density of the liquid and gravitational acceleration. G is constant. G cannot be changed. Now remember, no one is going to teach these grade 10 lessons again, right? No one is going to teach these grade 10 lessons again. Now you are in grade 11, few more months for the exam. Therefore, you have to learn it by doing it. You have to do the revisions like this to learn to revise the liquid pressure lesson, chapter 15, grade 10. Right. Okay, so I explain now what is the answer now. What will happen to the height will decrease or increase? That height H, the U-tube, the Q side, Q arm, the level. Q arm, the level will increase or decrease if you replace water with kerosene. Not in the U-tube, in the container. left side the container, where the thistle funnel is available, that side you replace water with kerosene. Kerosene has low density, the pressure is low, then the level goes down. In the other side, water level goes down. So what is the answer? Answer is just one word. Answer is just one word. But to analyze this, to get this answer, you have to think. Your thinking ability is very important. Okay. So rather than recalling the previous memory, your previous knowledge, those who are memorizing the data now, they are not bright. Those who can analyze data, those who can interpret data. So that is problem solving ability, critical thinking, innovative mind. So that's what they check in the current papers, in the new syllabus papers. Recalling the previous knowledge now useless, because you can recall data and all this, so you can fingertips now you can get from there are so many sources, internet or any other source. You can just search. You get million hits if you Google search one word. Pressure, if you type in Google, you will get so many definitions and everything. Okay, units and everything. So therefore, no point like memorizing definitions also, they don't ask much in the syllabus. Even in the system lesson, labeling the diagram also, they haven't asked much in the last few years papers. Digestive system, the label in the parts. You can check the last 4 years papers. They haven't asked. The label in the heart, the parts of the heart, they haven't asked much. Right? Okay. Then part 3A, part 3B, I told, no, part 3A, decrease or increase if the replaced by kerosene. I told me why. What is the physical property of kerosene cause this change? Who can tell me the answer for the part B? Which physical property of kerosene change this? Right. Okay. Is that clear? Okay. I will ask the answer from Ayad. Every time the same person raising the hand.
Density.
Yes. Answer is density of kerosene is less. Density of kerosene is less, lower than water. That is the physical property. If write what is the physical property? Density is enough. Density is enough. Right. Okay. Then next one. Next part, the answer. Part 5. Now, part 4. If coconut oil is used instead of water in the U-tube, not in the thistle funnel side, that U-tube side. U-tube side, you use what? There's a U-tube here. This side, you use what? Instead of water, what is added here? Coconut oil. Coconut oil. Water is replaced with coconut oil in this side. Coconut oil. Now they ask what change will occur. So this side no change. This side the funnel is dipped in water. Now remember these compulsory questions, structure says compulsory, no choice. Now what happened? This side water, you replace the other side. Now initial diagram, both water, funnel also dip in water, the U-tube also water. Now coconut oil. What change will occur in the height? Now that's why if coconut oil is used instead of water in the U-tube, what could happen to the difference between the liquid level? Liquid level difference is H. What will happen to this difference H? H will, the height will increase or decrease. That's what they ask. Yes? Increase or decrease? Part for the answer. I'll ask the answer from Michal. Yes, Michal?
It will increase.
Level increase. Level increase. Very good. That is the answer. Level increase. Why level increase? Density of coconut oil is less than water. Part 4, very good. Answer is increases. Increases. Please write everyone. What is the reason? Coconut oil is lighter than water. Coconut oil floats on water. Coconut oil floats on water. Density of coconut oil is less than water. Therefore, the level goes up. H will increase further. Height will increase. Very good question. Part 5. What factors affect in the liquid pressure? Studied in this apparatus. Using this apparatus, which factors affect in the liquid pressure? Again, I told you liquid pressure depends on what factors. Look at the screen again. Remember the factors affecting the liquid pressure using this equation. P equals H rho G. What are the factors affecting the liquid pressure? Height of the vertical, not just height, vertical height of the liquid, not the container. Height of the liquid column. Vertical height of the liquid column. Right? If you take a tube like this, so you can't take don't take the physical length of this tube. Take this height. Be careful in the exam. They will ask you to use the P equals H rho G to calculate the pressure acting at the bottom of this. Don't take this physical length. Don't take this one. If they give here 10 centimeters, don't use that value. Use the vertical height. If they give you 7 centimeters, use that height for calculating the pressure at the bottom of this tube. Right. And the other one, density of the liquid. So which factors affecting the liquid pressure is studied here? One is density of the liquid. Density of the liquid. Second factor, vertical height of the liquid. What are the part 5? What is the answer? Okay, part 5. What is the answer? Part 5. Vertical height of the liquid, or you can write height of the liquid. Height of liquid, and the other one you can write density of liquid. Density and height even enough. Just words marking. Right. That is the end of part A. That is the end of part A. Then let's move on to next part. Right. Next part B. Part B. When you look at this, you should be able to tell from which lesson they have asked this question. From which lesson they have asked this question, you should be able to tell. Right? What is this? Unit 4, grade 11. Sound waves, transverse waves, longitudinal waves, musical instruments, tension, pitch, amplitude. That should come to your head when you look at the part B. Let's see. Okay, again, it's structured as any, not long answers. One word answer, one letter answer mostly. Number 1, whether the pitch of the note, observe carefully the question word. Whether decrease, increase, or remain same when making these changes. Actually, musical instruments played by the artist, but musical instrument produced by the scientist. Without scientist, no musical instrument, no bass guitar, no electric guitar, no piano. Played by the artist, but produced by the scientist. Now what happened? You can see here load. There's a load hanging here. Okay, first I will tell what are the factors affecting the pitch. Pitch is one of the main characteristics of sound. Pitch depends on tension of the wire. Number 2, thickness, or the area of cross section of the wire. Thickness, or you can write area of cross section. I'll write here A. Third factor which determine the pitch of the sound produced by a musical instrument will be length of the wire. Length of the wire, L-E-N-G-T-H, length. Out of these 3, when the tension increase, okay, I'll put number 1, when the tension increase, the pitch increase. Pitch increase. When the thickness increase, number 2, when the thickness increase, pitch decrease. Pitch decrease. Number 1 increase, number 2 decrease. Third one, when the length increases, pitch of the sound decrease. So out of these 3, which one will increase the pitch? Tension. Higher the tension, higher the pitch. Higher the thickness, lower the pitch. Higher the length, lower the pitch. Long wires, low pitch. Short wires, high pitch. Thick wires, low pitch. Thin wires, high pitch. What is pitch? Frequency. Pitch of the sound depends on what? Pitch of the sound depends on frequency. Pitch of the sound depends on frequency. Pitch depends on frequency. Frequency depends on number of vibrations per second or number of waves per second. So you can write here pitch depends on frequency. Frequency depends on number of vibrations per second. Number of vibrations per second. These are interconnected. So if this wire given in the figure, the wire produces more vibrations, high frequency means high pitch. How to get high pitch? By increasing the tension, by reducing the thickness. Thickness, thin wires, high pitch, more vibrations, high frequency. Long wires, not good. To get high pitch, short wires. Now you should be able to tell the answer for this. When you increase the load, what happened? When you increase the load, tension increase. When you increase the load, what happened? Tension increase. When the tension increase, pitch increase. Why pitch increase? Frequency increase. Part A, increase in the load. One word answer. Pitch is higher. Okay, those who have done. Okay, some of the students they raise hand. Very good. Those who have done it, very good. Because there are more than nearly 80 students, so therefore it's not practical to ask the answer from one by one. But anyway, you know whether you have done it or not, right? Otherwise, you are burning your parents' money, right? Under this critical situation. Part 1, increase in the load, right? Pitch increases. Not right pitch, just one word, increases enough, because pitch is given in the question. Right. Part B, increase in the distance. Increase in the distance between the bridges. That means vibrate in length. If you want to write part B within bracket, vibrate in length. Same thing done when those who are playing the guitar, they hold the wires from place to place, so using the fingers. If they are moving the fingers along the wires towards the person, the player, that means short length of the wires, vibrating length decrease. If you are moving the fingers away, that means vibrating length increase. That's how the pitch of the guitar is changed while playing the guitar. You can't replace the wires. How can you change the thickness of the wire while playing the guitar? Can you replace? Then you have to stop the playing the guitar and then you have to replace the wires. That is not practical while playing the guitar. Can we change the tension? No. Tuning should be done before playing the instrument. During the musical show, you can't tune the guitar. Then that will be a big problem. While playing the guitar, how to change the pitch? By changing the vibrating length. By changing the vibrating length. How to change the vibrating length? How to change the vibrating length? By changing the, by holding the wires or the strings at different places using one hand. Or from one hand, you are tapping to the fingers. You are tapping to the strings, not fingers, the strings or the wires. From the other hand, you are moving the fingers along the wire in order to change the vibrating length. Now, I don't know how many of you are doing music now. Music was no practical. Now, that's the practical subject now is a big problem. So now this time all level batch results. Some students, one subject results not available, not released. Why? This dancing, music, practical not done. Teachers also on strike, principals also on strike. And some students, they don't know if they have got 9 days or not, but 8 days and the other subject not released the results. Right? So otherwise, then they don't know whether they have got 9 days or not, they can't decide now. I don't know what will happen to your batch, but practical related subjects, that's one problem now. Right. Anyway, what is part B? Increasing the distance. What is the answer? Between the bridges, right here, when distance between the bridges increase, what happened? That between the bridges, the length increase. When the length increase, pitch decrease. Part B, the answer is decreasing. Part B, the answer is decreasing. Okay, I'll write the answers. Part A, pitch increases. They're asking to whether to write increase, decrease, or remain same, increase. You have to be careful. They're asking remain same also, they're asking. Part B, increase in the distance, pitch decrease. If you know within that, because length increase. Why here increase? Tension increase. Why? Because no need to write the reason here. Tension increase, that's why. Then C. What is the answer for C? Vibrating the string more forcefully. This is a tricky question. Who can tell me the answer for part C? When vibrating the string more forcefully, what will happen? Right, I'll ask the answer from Arosha.
Increase.
Okay, part C, the answer. Devish?
Remain same.
Yeah, that is the answer. It remains same. I really appreciate whether your answer is correct or wrong, you raise the hand. That is also good. Right? So some of the students, they don't respond even the physical classes, so they are not responding even in the Online class also they are not responding. Physical class, at least we can tell, okay, they are little shy, they are scared whether their answer is going to be wrong or correct. Then like, but here nobody see, no one can see your face. You can tell anything you want. You can freely express your. So that is also a skill, right? What it is called? There are different skills. Some of you have mathematical skills. Some of you have social intelligence, right? Right. Different. Okay. Now, what is the answer for this one? Remain same. Please write here, when the strings are pulled more forcefully, what will change? Not the pitch. When you plug the wires hard, when you beat into a drum with greater force, what will increase? Loudness. Pitch will not change. Equal or no change. Remain same. But the answer here, remain same. Remain same. So please write everyone why remain same, right? When vibrating the string more forcefully, loudness or the amplitude increase, but not the pitch. Loudness or the amplitude is increasing, not the pitch. Okay. Then next one. Next part. Part 2. What type of mechanical wave is produced when the string is vibrated? What type of mechanical waves? What are the, okay, I don't know how many of you can remember now waves. Waves are classified into two types. Waves are classified into two types as mechanical and electromagnetic. Electromagnetic also known as non-mechanical. Electromagnetic. All the electromagnetic waves are transverse. All the electromagnetic, all are transverse. So electromagnetic, all are transverse. All are transverse. All are transverse. Mechanical can be both transverse and longitudinal. I put T and L. T for transverse, L for longitudinal. Mechanical waves can be either transverse or longitudinal. So mechanical transverse, one of the best example, water. Mechanical transverse water, mechanical longitudinal sound. Sound, I'll write here within bracket sound. Mechanical transverse, you can write water, right? Okay. Now, when you tap into these strings, what type of wave is produced? Be careful, they are talking about the wire. When the wire vibrates, what type of wave is produced? Transverse wave. If you write mechanical transverse, also correct. Mechanical transverse wave. That means this is the stretch wire. It will be like this, right? So this is mechanical transverse. After that, the sound is longitudinal, but they are asking, when the string is vibrated, what is the wave produced in the string? Mechanical transverse. Mechanical transverse. But sound is that is traveling in the air longitudinal. That is mechanical longitudinal. So I'll give again. Water wave, mechanical transverse. Water wave, medium is necessary. Why it is called mechanical? Medium is necessary. If you take sound waves, are mechanical longitudinal. Mechanical longitudinal. Then let's move on to the next part. Part B2, I told the answer. Right. The next one. Number 3. Two differences between mechanical. This is a very simple question. Even a very weak student can give the answer for this. Part 3. Two differences between mechanical and, okay, I'll make a table like this: mechanical and electromagnetic. Electromagnetic. One difference you can write, this is slow, this is fast. Second difference you can write, mechanical, mechanical you can write can be transverse or longitudinal. Mechanical waves can be transverse or longitudinal. I put just trans and longi. This side you can write always transverse. Electromagnetic waves are always transverse. I put just trans. Number 3. Mechanical waves, medium is necessary. Medium is necessary. This one, medium is not necessary. Medium is not necessary. Not necessary. Medium is not necessary. Medium is not necessary. Or else you can write mechanical waves cannot travel through a vacuum. Cannot travel. I don't have specified. You may write that. Mechanical waves cannot travel through a vacuum. But electromagnetic waves can travel through a vacuum. Other than that, you can write mechanical waves do not possess magnetic properties, but electromagnetic waves possess both electric and magnetic properties. Okay, so like that, they're asking how many? Two differences. I told. So electromagnetic waves travel at the speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 in a vacuum, right? Okay. Then next one, part 4. They're asking calculate distance between two successive crests. There are like, I mean, the part 3, there are alternative answers. Part 3, there are a lot of alternative answers. Then let's move to the next part. I'll erase this. That's a calculation. Calculate the frequency of the wave. Okay, okay. Calculate the frequency. To calculate frequency, these are the equations. One equation, frequency equal number of waves divided by time taken. Number of waves over time taken. I put here number of waves. Number of waves over time taken. Number of waves over time taken. Second one, frequency equal V equals F lambda, V equals F lambda. Lambda equal V divided by frequency equal V over lambda. That is the second equation. Third equation to calculate frequency, frequency equal 1 over time period. These are the 3 equations. Now let's see which equation can be used for this. Velocity is given, then we can definitely go for the second equation. But the problem is they have not given directly the lambda. They have given lambda indirectly. They have not given lambda directly. Let's see how to find lambda. Okay, I'll make a small sketch this diagram. So initial equation is V equals F lambda. V equals F lambda. Frequency is F. So F equal V divided by lambda. Now the problem is V is no problem. Lambda is the problem now. Now to find, they have given distance between two successive crests here. Distance between two successive crests means between this crest and the nearest crest. What is the distance? 3 meters. 3 meters. That is called the lambda. They can directly give lambda name, but if they directly give, now they don't know. I mean, they want to know whether you can understand the distance between crest also known as lambda. Not between one crest and the third crest. Two nearest crest. Two nearest peaks. Two nearest peak. That is called lambda. Now how to write it? F equals 330 meters per second divided by 3 meters. Meters get cancelled. Meters get cancelled. Right? Meters get cancelled. Then, but the final answer? 3 times 1, 3 times 1, 3 times. So 110, right? Per second, meters, that means per second means what? 110 hertz. Be careful. Sometimes they can give this in centimeters. If they give this in centimeters, you have to be very careful. If they give this in centimeters, you have to be very careful. 110 hertz. So final answer 110 hertz. Please give the final answer in hertz. Be honest. Please raise the hand those who have done this with understanding. You understood the equation, wrote the equation and apply the values. With understanding, be honest. Please raise the hand those who got the final answer 110 hertz per second or hertz. But it's a unit hertz. Because marking scheme, support section also there's a marking scheme. If you want, I'll show you the marking scheme also. I have the marking scheme. I think it's the marking scheme. Support Sigma papers. Marking scheme. So Support seminar papers market scale. Seminar. Seminars. O-level support seminars. 2015. Answers. English media. History, English, mathematics. Science. Now you can see the answers. I'll show the mark how they have given the mark. I look at marks here. Can you see here? V equals F lambda. They have given 1 mark for the equation, and for the substitution 1 mark. Be careful, not the final answer. Imagine you don't know the calculation, you write the equation and leave, then you get 1 mark. Huh? So the mechanical waves and electromagnetic waves also, they have given the differences. So they have given 4 differences, right? So like that. This is how those who had done, you can check with the answers. So you can put the marks also. Always my advice, whenever there's an equation, especially in physics and chemistry, maybe number of moles equal mass or molar mass, or V equals F lambda, P equals H rho g, always V equals IR. So please write the equation. Don't just copy the answer, or you work out this sum on a rough paper and put only the final answer. Final answer, the units also missing, then no marks, 0 marks. You know it, but no marks. So sometimes the students can copy from the answers from the others and put it. Okay, so that is the marking scheme. Now my advice, please try to answer the other main subject also in this support seminar series, right? Now let's move back to the next page, the question. That is the end of structured essay type questions. Structured essay type questions. We discuss all the structured essays. Those who got absent last week, these blood groups are not there. Don't answer here. Part for blood groups not there in the syllabus now. Hormones are there. Okay, part B, shall we discuss? This is from grade 10 reproduction lesson. I'll quickly do this one. Grade 10 reproduction lesson. Grade 10, mostly they ask female reproductive system. Most of the papers they ask, okay, part B, structured essay, question number 2. Part B, female reproductive system. 2 hormones affecting the manifestation and secondary sexual characters. B1, the answer. So it's very easy, no? So I won't waste much time. Female reproductive system, what are the hormones involved? What are the hormones involved? Any volunteers? Yes, B1. What are the 2 sex hormones in the female reproductive system? Adham? Amuti?
Estrogen and progesterone.
Yes, very good. Estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone. Next one, number 2. In which part of the female reproductive system does fertilization of the ovum generate? This is a very popular question. Western province papers also, they have this so many times. Some students write it vagina. Some students write in the uterus. Some write inside the ovary. Some write fallopian tube or the ovary duct. Okay, please raise the hand those who can remember the place where the fertilization takes place. So the frequent site of fertilization, or the place where the fertilization takes place in the female reproductive system. I'll ask the answer from this one. There are so many responses. Andali?
Fallopian tube.
Very good. Answer is fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. Answer is fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. Sometimes we call it ovary duct. Ovary duct. Imba pranale or fallopian ale. Okay, that is answer for the part 2. Next one, part 3. After releasing the egg by the ovary, what is the time does same ovary to release next sperm? That is, it's a good question. You have to think. Part 3. After releasing the egg by one ovary, what is the time taken to release from the same ovary highlight? Okay, I'll draw a small diagram. This one, I think most of this one, they mix up this. Okay, I'll draw like this. From one ovary, this side there's an ovary, this side also there's an ovary. Right? This side also there's an ovary. Now, after releasing, now this ovary, there's an egg is released. This ovary, the egg is released. Right? Egg is released. So when after releasing the egg from the same ovary, first egg is released on the 14th day. Then this side the egg is released on after how many days? Okay, I'll draw a line like this. 0, 14, 28. Right. Now this I put here capital A, left this side I put here B. This side I put the ovary B. Right. So from A, egg is released. From A, egg is released. Then 28th day, it get discharged. Egg is discharged. After that, again after 14 days, again you have to add 14 days. What happened? After again 28 days. So here 14 days, here 14. And that means again the next cycle begins. Next cycle also the 14th day the egg is released. From which ovary? From B the egg is released. From B. Right? From B. From B. Again at the end of this side also 28 days. From B the egg is released. Here from A is egg is released. After that what happened? Now how many days altogether? Now these are 28 days for that egg from the ovary B. Egg from the ovary B. Ovary A, egg. I'll ask the answer from you first. Who can give me the answer for this? Now again the next cycle begin. Third cycle. First cycle for the ovary A, the egg. Second cycle for the ovary B, the egg. The third cycle, the 14th day. Third cycle, the 14th day. That means here 14 and here 14, here 14, and after that only the A comes again. Again it goes to the next cycle here like this. Right? Again it goes here. How many days now? 14, 14, 14, 14. How many days? I'll ask the answer from Kumar. Yes, Kumar? Mandali?
56 days.
56 days. Very good. 14 times 4. 14, 14, 14, and 14 and 40. That's how it happens, right? Okay. Because alternatively, the eggs are released from this side, say right side, this is right ovary. Okay, this is the left ovary. And again, egg is released from the right ovary after 56 days. 14. I have put the numbers. For A to 28, 14 days. Then 28 day to the B, the ovary from is egg from the ovary B, 14 days. Next cycle the middle, and then again 14 days for the 28 day of for that ovary, and then again 14. Right. Okay, so I have given here cycle like this. The answer will be 56 days. That's a good question. Put a star for that. They can ask this in the oral paper. So far they haven't asked. Part 3, the answer will be 56 days. 56 days. Right. Then part 4. what hormone prevents the further maturation of ova after fertilization? That means what? When one egg gets fertilized by the sperm, the zygote is forming with 46 chromosomes. This is the zygote. After that, no more eggs released from the ovaries until the delivery of the baby. After the delivery also, no menstruation for about 6-7 months. Otherwise, what happened in the middle? Again, there will be a baby, no space. So therefore, the ovulation temporarily stop until the delivery of the baby, and even for which responsible make this happen? Answer will be progesterone. Progesterone hormone. Progesterone. Progesterone level remains high till the delivery of the baby. If progesterone level drop in the middle, there will be a natural abortion. Natural abortion. Progesterone hormone maintains the pregnancy period. Which hormone is more important for the pregnancy period? Progesterone hormone in blood remains high. Next one, part 5. Part 5. Let's see the answer for the part 5 now. Two twin girls were born as a result of simultaneous fertilization of two ova released by the two ovaries by sperms. What type of twins are called? Okay, there are two types of twins called identical twins and non-identical twins. So how identical twins are formed? If the fertilized egg or the zygote completely divided into two separate cells and grow separately, becoming here 2 cells. This also will grow separately as 2 cells. 2 become here 4 cells, like that. By meiosis, number of cells increase, and then it become 2 babies here. 2 babies. 2 babies. So that means the same zygote, then they become what? Identical. Either both are girls or both are boys. If they are identical, either both, because they have the same sex chromosome. If this one is XY, this also XY, because from the same nucleus. So that means if this one is a boy, this also boy. That means twins, identical twins, either both are girls or both are boys. Identical twins. That is the difference. But here what happened? Two ova by 2 sperms. That means what? Sometimes what happened in due to the increasing of the hormone level, in some females, 2 eggs can be released. One from the left ovary, other one from the right ovary, like this. One from the left ovary, the other one from the right ovary. Then what happened? This egg also get fertilized. This egg also get fertilized by two separate sperms. Then you get 2 zygotes. So that result what? Non-identical twins. If 2 or more are released, there are millions of sperms, plenty of sperms. So mostly what happen? Only one egg or one O. But sometimes what happen? From left ovary, that is right ovary. From right ovary 1, and from left side 1. So then 2 separate eggs fertilized by 2 sperms. It become non-identical twins. Non-identical twins. Remember, most of the questions they have asked so far from the reproduction lesson, they have asked from female reproductive system. Mostly they have asked questions from female reproductive system, not from the male reproductive system. So male reproductive system, female reproductive system also, they ask hormones and menstruation part. Okay. Then let's move back to the, this part also I explain now that this paper structure is completely done. Question number 1 only, actually this every year oral paper, question number 1 on the new syllabus from chapter 15. Unit 15 biosphere lesson. Right. Then, so therefore, we are not going to discuss this now. I will discuss this later. All the support seminar papers, all the support seminar papers, this question number 1, I will discuss after discussing chapter 15, right? Therefore, this is a compulsory question. Every year, O-level paper, from biosphere lesson, you get, in 15, the last lesson, you get the first compulsory question of your structured essay paper. First compulsory question of your structured essay paper. And today I have posted 2012 support seminar paper. I will be discussing the MCQs of that paper next week. Please try to answer all the MCQs at least of this paper, at least all the MCQs. So this one I have posted to your WhatsApp. There are some MCQs you don't need to do. Example, question number 3 you don't need to do. 3 and 4 put across. You don't need. That is out of syllabus. Then question number, there are a few more questions no need to do. Question number 8 also not necessary. Question number 9 put across, no need. Then you don't need to do question number 19, no need. Question number 19 put across, no need. This is 2012 support seminar. Next week I will be discussing them. So about 5-6 MCQs out of syllabus now, the rest you can do. Question number 23 also, if you want, you can put across. Question number 25, no need. 25, no need. 25 also no need. Everything else you can do. 25 no need. Then all the others you can do. So again, if I quickly repeat, 36 diode you can do. Diodes we have done. Diodes we have done. Yes. Question number 30. What is the one I told? And next mirror copper. Yeah. Question number 25. Question number 25, 19 put across. 19, 25 put across. No need to do. I want you to get at least 25 above for this paper, right? And then question number 9, no need. 9, no need. 8 also not necessary. And then you don't need to do question number 3 and 4. All the others you can do, right? I think altogether about 5 MCQs you don't need to do. So around 35 MCQs of this paper, about 35 MCQs of this paper you can do. I want you to get out of 35 MCQs at least 25 or above, at least 25 above to go for A pass all science paper. If it is out of 40, you have to get at least 30 or above, 30 plus, right? So to go for A pass out of 40 MCQs, you have to get 30 plus, right? So this paper I'll be discussing next week, MCQs, and previous paper 2015 essay type questions I will be discussing next week. Essay type questions and 2012 MCQs. But anyway, this carbon cycle we haven't done yet, but genetic one very important. This sex linkage and hemophilia, thalassemia, red green carbon. That's a very good question. Question number 5, part A, right? All the possible ones you may try at home, and MCQs of 2012 paper, right? So already it's 10 o'clock. We'll stop for today. Remember, this month there are 5 Saturdays, 5 Fridays, and 5 Sundays. 5 classes all the weekends, right? 5 Fridays, 5 Saturdays. So those are coming for the grade 11 students. We have 5 Fridays and 5 Saturdays, 10 classes for this month. And Sunday morning those are coming for the grade 10 paper class. Then also you have 5 Sundays this month, right? Okay, then we'll stop for today. Good night and God bless you all.